All right. What is going on, everyone? We are live. Happy Monday. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. I know I did. Got lots of work done this weekend, so that was pretty good. And yeah, my name is Odu. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. And here, every Monday through Friday on YouTube, we live stream our process as we try to build ourselves a company worth, or a company that's going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. And of course, we are building out Pixel, which is our company, which we are kind of transitioning from a company that was doing, and I mean, we still do web design and development for our clients, but we are transitioning into the educational space where we're going to be teaching people how to make a living, being able to do web design and development for people, and then also build out tools to help people to be able to do that as well. And of course, one of those tools that we have is our style guide. And I'm going to bring it up here. And, well, actually, maybe what I should do before I continue on with that is maybe give you a quick overview as to what I did this weekend on the new website, which is just about ready to go live. The only thing that's missing is for us to have some kind of documentation on our actual style guide. So we have here, so we have the homepage. The homepage hasn't changed. That one's been pretty much the same. I did add this call to action into a Webflow component, so that way we can just update these different properties based on whatever page this call to action is on. Yeah, I guess we can go over things pretty quickly here. So if you look at the courses page, so we don't have any live courses yet, and I was kind of thinking of when we're first going to see one, and I was thinking of putting a specific date or like a month in terms of when our first course is going to drop, but I put it a little bit more vaguely and put it in fall of 2024 because I think it's probably going to take about that much time in order to put the stuff that I want to put together because again, we want this to be really, really high quality stuff, so it's going to take a while to do. So I put sometime in the fall of 2024, but I kind of put a little bit of information of what this first course is going to be, which is teaching you how to build your very own Webflow component library. So we have that. And Rolando, I see you there in the chat. Howdy, howdy. I don't have my chat set up. I totally forgot to get that going. Hang on a second. Loading. Hopefully that's going to go. There we go. Is that Kevin or is that Rolando with the howdy? Yeah, I was just going to say, well, I guess I can't say howdy now. That's been taken. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. Good to see you guys here. Right, so we have our, let me zoom this up. Can I go here? Whoop. I got a new keyboard over the weekend, and I'm not liking it how it is compared to my other keyboard. I think I might have to go back. Anyways, but at least this one works. Okay, so yeah. So I just put information on the first course that we're going to put together and just had some information on kind of what to expect within that course. Nothing too crazy here, and just a call to action of just get notified when this course is available. So we have that page, and we don't have this working. I'll fix that. So we have this tools. That's kind of the same. Nothing changed about this. I kind of did this little bit of an about page. It's kind of a little bit, my face a little bit too front and center, but I figured maybe people can learn about who I am and what the mission is. The mission is to teach you how to make a living as a web professional. That's the mission. Education is for everyone. Let's change the way we work and learn together. We could change the way education is done. Teacher and student coming together to help us all grow for the benefit of the world. Maybe a little bit too, I don't know if that's too cheesy or whatever, but it's kind of the idea behind how, actually I haven't really talked about my whole idea of like education and the whole education system and how people are taught and how people are learned or whatever, but that's kind of a little bit of it right there. Free web design education, community of success, and everything's for everyone. So basically saying that, we want to build the world's best education platform. Success is all about us together. So, if you're successful, I'm successful, we're all successful, because that just helps, think about economics, right? Is everyone successful, then that is more money and more everything for everyone, right? So, and then of course it's just for everyone. So it doesn't matter where you are. You can learn whatever it is you need to in order to be, successful or what have you. Come and learn and grow with us, blah, 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 blah. Stay up to date. So, Rolando, can I suggest that you sell 3 courses: create your own component library, create dynamic pages with Webflow, and master Webflow? So are you suggesting that I should actually sell them, or are you saying that I should just make those ones? Because of course the first one is going to be create your own component library. So I will say, because in terms of the selling, again, I'm not sure about that. I think the way that my brain is going towards is that we want to offer education for free, kind of like how the Khan Academy does their education for free, but of course ours is going to be very specific to the web space. And so that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, you're saying business is business, time costs. I totally understand that. I'm just, again, the way that I'm thinking about this, and I could be wrong, and we'll see how things go. 100% we'll see how things go. That I don't want to be in the education space for the sake of that being the business, but I want to educate people so then I could create products, which is going to, in my opinion, going to be much more valuable than being able to sell the actual education on its own. That's just my theory, and that's what I'm going on, because there's lots of other products that I know that I want to develop, that by having an audience, I'm going to be able to sell those products to that audience. And I think that's going to be able to make me a whole lot more money than the education. So yeah, that's my thoughts. But in terms of the dynamic pages with Webflow and mastering Webflow, yeah, I think a whole master Webflow 101 or something like that type of course, that's probably going to be the course number 2. So I'm just going to, make sure to write that down, because I agree. That's a whole course on Webflow from A to Z, 0 to hero, whatever you want to call it. I think it'll be really, really important. Master Webflow. Yeah, for sure. So the economy channel I recommended, it's depressing. Yeah, it really is, in terms of where Canada has been and where it's kind of heading. Whether you agree with it or not, too, that's a whole nother question. Because everybody who has talks economics or whatever, they can take the stats and then kind of skew it into what they think and what is going on. But I know from that guy, because he immigrated to Canada from England, I'm pretty sure from the UK, and then I think he's moving to Panama. I think because he's been talking about going to, I don't know if it's Panama versus Mexico, and seeing which one's going to be right for him. And I think he's going to be going to Panama. I mean, I don't know the guy personally, so but yeah, it's but most of the stuff was what he's saying is pretty accurate in terms of like the cost of living and what's going on with the government and then the economy. So yeah, it's not looking that great here in Canada. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, I guess. Not much else we can do. Okay, so so this is the what is this? Yeah, this is the about page. I put in a little careers page, nothing crazy because I'm not hiring specifically right now, but just like, hey, here's just a little bit about the mission. Nothing too crazy on this page. Tools, tutorials is just going to go down to the blog page, and basically, we have the blog, which we've done that. I'm really liking the way that this is looking. So we have the individual blog as well. And I added this little, like breadcrumb here at the top. So here's, we're not scrolling. There we go. And then we kind of have about the author, and we also have the category. So if you go into a specific category and click on that, then it comes to the categories of the blog posts that are within that category. And of course, this is all going to be generated dynamically. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. So we got courses, and they have Webflow components, which just goes straight into pixel pieces. And then the last page, and the last thing that we need to do is the documentation for the style guide. And once that's done, then we could actually push this thing live. And then, well, of course, I need to write probably my first initial introductory blog post. But yeah, once it's live, then it's just, we're going to straight push out content, which is, that's going to be the meat and potatoes. And how that's going to go is going to really dictate, I think, what the growth of, this channel and the business is going to be. So really looking forward to putting in all my efforts into that. So, but for today, we need to get started, I guess, on this style guide. And I really don't want to get too crazy on this page right now. I think really what we need is just to create an introduction for like what the style guide is for, like who it's for. And yeah, and then we can go from there. We can definitely build on it in the future, right? Right, so if we take a look at the style guide here, we can go back to the beginning. I kind of like this here, so let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's kind of put that in here. Okay, so I think, well, let's go out of this place and go where we can actually write things. So, whoops. Okay. Don't even think like welcome to Pi. I don't think that's even a great intro. There's minimal framework. I think I should say, minimal framework of classes and guidelines to help you make, yeah. Okay. So we can go about the style guide, and then we can go paragraph. Yeah. I think this is H1. Let's do another heading, H3, and paragraph. Yeah. Okay. And we're going to go to Rolando, create a form where you can download the style guide in PDF, leaving your email. If you're giving a solution, then you want to receive something in return. Yeah, so actually don't mind that idea. Of course, the question is creating that and maintaining that in a PDF form, which obviously is not too big of a deal. But yeah, so we'll have it obviously available here on the website for people to just be able to, you don't even have to, submit your email or anything. You just read it off the website. But if you do want to get in a PDF form, yeah, just like, hey, well, why don't you just, access this in PDF form, just enter your email here and we'll deliver it to you right off the bat, which is really, really cool. So I like that idea. So that could work. But then I also have to create the PDF. Or maybe even not even so much of just a like the downloadable style guide in PDF form, but almost like a cheat sheet of like how to use the style guide and some kind of like tips and tricks, I guess you can say. Because that might be helpful too. I mean, you can almost think of it as a Webflow cheat sheet as well too for certain things. That's actually a good point. Has anybody made a Webflow cheat sheet? Common commands and common things that you can do and how to do them. I don't know. Write that down too. That would be a really good loss leader as well too, to get people to sign up for the newsletter. Sign up to receive the download. Okay. Yeah, Brent, how you doing? Welcome. What do I mean by cheat sheet? I guess just a like a one pager, like almost if you had like a piano cheat sheet, you would have a listing, a visual representation like of all the chords and maybe of all the like the scales that you might want to have. So a Webflow, yeah, hi by the way. So a Webflow cheat sheet would be something where it's just like showing like the common uh, like like the keyboard shortcuts that you would use, or a cheat sheet of how to maybe lay out very common elements, or like how to even lay out like your whole page structure, like body, page wrapper, and whatever, you know, according to the style guide. So just things that you do on a that you do very consistently in Webflow, just kind of putting it all in one place where you can just kind of glance at it if you want to just remember. It's like, oh, how do I do that again? So just little things like that, I guess. Yeah, what would be in it? I'd have to do a little bit more thought as to what else could be in there, but definitely covering the things that you do on like a day-to-day basis within Webflow. So you are too Canadian. So I know what you're saying. Yeah, you need more neighbors, as we say here in Mexico. Nothing in life is free. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Canadians were sometimes known for being a little too generous. That is true. But I'm like, you're really helping me point in that direction, you know, lead magnets and all that kind of stuff. Oh, that's what Brent's saying right here. Yeah. Don't think I've seen that before. It could be a great lead magnet. Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, just like when you go into, here, where do you go for, it's in here. You go to like these keyboard shortcuts, even like doing that, like even just finding that was kind of really annoying. But if you just have the most used things in some kind of a very more visual way to actually see what's going on, and that you can just have on your desk beside you or whatever, pin it up on your wall, whatever, I think that would be really, really cool. And I've actually done that for a few other things, not with Webflow, but for just like studying or what have you. And it's pretty, it comes pretty handy. Yeah, you've never seen this? No, this is really great because there's so many actual keystrokes that are really good. Like even for moving through the navigator and moving through elements and moving elements within the navigator without having to touch your mouse. Like I've gotten not pretty good, but there's some things that I've been able to do with just keyboard shortcuts as well as using macros to like automate a lot of things in Webflow that are very, very tedious to do. So it's pretty cool. So we already 2 against 1. Okay, I will put this on the list of, okay, yes, I will. So I'll create some type of cheat sheet that is, hang on. So I'll create the cheat sheet. This could even work really good as a Google ad to draw people in. So I could run ads on like a Webflow cheat sheet or some like whatever page. And within that cheat sheet, it'll have stuff for the, for the style guide in terms of, you know, how to kind of lay out your pages. And then also useful shortcuts and things to do within Webflow. Okay, so let me write that down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all right. I know when I've lost. Although I agree with you guys. I agree. I think these are great ideas. So keyboard shortcuts. And that would even make for a really good video as well too. So if you do a video of like, hey, useful keyboard shortcuts and things or whatever to do in Webflow, be like a very quick, like 90-second, you know, here are 12 things to boost your efficiency in Webflow, like, you know, overnight or whatever. List them off really quick and then say, hey, if you want more, you know, number 1, use the style guide, or number 2, click here to just download the PDF or whatever. Yeah, lots of different ways that we can do this. We can use this to get people in the door. So I like it. Keyboard shortcuts. Stupid pencil. Style guide. And okay, perfect. Okay, you already got out of the underpantness. I'm not sure what that means. One thing is a lead magnet that is evergreen, and a very different investigation in ADS for something free. I'm not sure exactly what that means. So the lead magnet is something that is evergreen that you don't have to change very often, right? Right. And different investing in. So yeah, so I see. What does ADS stand for? Is that like advertising, direct sales, or something like that? So I see what you're saying. So yeah, I'm just thinking stuff out loud. So maybe there's some things I might need to consider about what would make the most sense to do. But yeah, the lead magnet is going to be something that, yeah, we don't want to have to change it like, every week or whatever. Just advertisement of things. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess it's one thing that I know that I've learned from, what's his face? Gary Vaynerchuk, where he even talks about if you even have a video that you do that ends up running really well, that you can even run ads on that specific video. And as long as it has a specific call to action, you can use that to help gain a little bit more traction. Right. Yeah. No, I figured that. Just, the translations sometimes don't work. But yeah, deviating from the purpose of a lead magnet. Yeah, 100%. So keep me on point. I like that. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, introduction. Okay. So let's get this out of the way here very, very quickly. Not very, very quickly, but as quickly as we can. So yeah, I really want to get into creating content. This isn't even spelled correctly. Documentation. Or no, no, it is spelled correctly. This isn't spelled correctly. Documentation. H2. Mm-hmm. Documentation. H3. Okay. A little bit more. And no, let's make it bolder, I think. And then I'm just going to give it an ID. So that way this thing can actually link to this introduction. All right. Am I zoomed in? All right, there we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so how much should we, right? How much should we talk about the purpose here of the style guide? I think we can even just cut out that for now. Mm-hmm. Okay, I need to say something about the fact that one of the main principles behind the style guide and this framework is to limit the amount of divs and classes that you have, at least initially anyways. I don't know exactly how to say that. Because especially when we're looking at what we have here for the page structure. So if we look at the page structure, I mean, you have your page wrapper, and then you have your container, and then you have different sections, and then you just have like a main page. These aren't in order. Maybe I should actually put these in order. It might make more sense. And I actually don't have this in this project, which I should have. But yeah, container. So very, very simple. I don't know exactly how to state this. So copy proposal. In this downloadable, you will find exactly what you need to correctly configure everything basic visual to make an incredible website with Webflow. So in terms of the style guide, right? Yeah, I wonder, see, I don't know if that's the right terminology about correctly configuring things. Just because the way with Webflow and the way it is with all websites, you can't say that one way is a correct way of, building out a layout for a website. That's the only thing that I worry about that in terms of using that type of verbiage. But I like it has everything you need to make an incredible website with Webflow. So that's nice. I like that. Oh my goodness. I think. Oh. I think that I don't want to spend a lot of time doing this. I don't know how important this is right now to the grand scheme of things. Yeah, actually. Principle. Main principle behind the style guide is simplicity. Blah blah blah. With the goal, whatever, to help you be able to quickly create websites in Webflow. Okay. And functionality. I think we need to talk about the naming conventions as well. So I could say something about, I'm just making bullet points here now while I talk out loud and think out loud. So we could say utilizes descriptive name, descriptive class names over what is it called when you're using things like utilities, where it's utility background, just whatever, right? And 50. So this would be something if you looked at, there's a couple I think if you look at Lumos or whatever, what is that, that framework? Let's take a look at the documentation here. Right. So if you look at the Lumos framework here, you look at all of these things for class names. Like I look at this and this gives me just like a panic attack in terms of like, what the hell does that even mean, right? Again, I'm not knocking this framework because, teach their own. And I think this is actually a really well thought out framework. Just not for me because I like to have descriptive names, not just like all this stuff where it's like, what's going on, where you really have to have a mastery of the actual framework. But yeah, Brent, it's just called like utility classes. But I mean, again, too, that's like a matter of definition of like, what do you even define as a utility class? There's not a specific thing of like, hey, this is a utility class. Problem with conventional Webflow utility classes. You have to remove them to change the style. Yeah, no, it's true. To modify the one before it. Yeah, that's annoying. 100%, this is totally annoying. And this is one of the big problems with Webflow. But I feel like they're probably going to be working on this. But anyways, that's a whole nother topic. Yeah, class names. Names. Maybe say like over convention. Over convention. To make it, I don't know, to make it easier to read. That's a very bad way of saying it, but that's kind of the whole idea. Because what we have for like margins, instead of saying like margin whatever, it's margin top 0, margin top 1. Like just by reading the class name, you can determine what it's all about. The idea is by simply reading the class name, you will know exactly what its like function is. Something like that. I gotta say this in much better like words, but right. Yeah. How much do we talk about? Like, should we give examples? Maybe we can give examples. That might not be a bad thing to do. Give examples of like how to name classes. I wonder if we should talk about like what problems that we're trying to solve within Webflow. When building in Webflow. We want to talk about reusable. We want to have reusable code. That's a big thing. We want it to be, we want clarity to almost like clarity above all else. Things need to be clear. I want to say like clarity above, not above efficiency, but, like if you need to create 2 classes instead of 1, just so that things are more clear, I think that's better than making things that are a little bit more vague, at least in terms of how you're naming your classes. I think that's more important. So clarity over, I don't know what to call that. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we want to talk about like maintenance. If I can spell that correctly. That's a big problem. And then, of course, like when you have you're like working with a team, right? And then the other one, of course, is handing off projects to clients. That's a big one as well too. If you're handing off a project to a client and then even they're looking at it and they can't make heads or tails as to what's what, then that could be a problem. Because it's always going to be, when you hand off a project to a client, they don't want to pay you to maintain or whatever. They're going to try to go in and create new pages and all that kind of stuff. And if they don't understand your classes and your conventions and your systems, then that those pages are going to get blown up very, very quickly. And everything in the whole project is going to be a complete shit show very quickly. And that's usually is always the case, at least in my experience. Right. Okay. So I like that. What's the best way to talk about this? Mm-hmm. And then I know that we also, documentation aside, menu, we're also going to want to have a couple buttons. Button group. We'll have, clone the style guide. Oop. And then I think we want to you want to clone it, but then you just want to see it. Oh, that's not the right word. Because this one here, this is where you can see it. But cloning it, I think it's a different link. And I think that link is, let me just go to the, not here. Not here. We want to go, I want design. Yes, design here. We want to go to the home page, the new home page. I think I have it here. I think this here is the clone link. Let's see. All right. Yeah, so this one takes you to, this page where you can clone it, right? And then this one just makes you to be able to just review. Okay. Oops. reverse. Okay, see, the style guide is stupid. I need to have something better than that. Mm-hmm. And we should actually probably put this clone button here at the top. Let's actually do that. Let's go back here. So what do we do here? It's actually just in the button, or it's just a button. Right. Get the style guide. Copy that. Should just copy that button straight away, but okay, open that new tab. All right. Okay. Okay, so we got some wordsmithing and some writing to do for the style guide. Not too big of a deal. But yeah, I think we just probably need to just lay out exactly kind of what I want people to understand. I guess I do want people, when they come here, I just want them to see, just know like why we created the style guide in the first place. And yeah, and I don't think we have to go anywhere. We don't have to go much further than that. Just let them know why, what the philosophy is behind it, and how it's going to help them in their day-to-day work. And then they can just start cloning it. And then we could worry about, we get feedback from people that are using it, and we can see how we can make it better. But just really talk about, it's a starter project as well that fits like our components, so pixel pieces. That's something as well too. Okay. One thing that I just want to think about right now, to switch gears just a little bit, is the subscriptions or where everyone's going to go when they sign up. So I have it here where it's learn for free, and I don't think I haven't looked at this page yet, but when you click learn for free, you go to like the courses, and of course the courses are not ready yet. So we have these kind of sign up here to be notified. So there's quite a few of these subscription forms sprinkled around the website, and we actually need to get them to be actually functional and to subscribe people to the actual newsletter. And I think there's 3 different ways that we can do this. Number one, I think this might be I don't know if this is the best way or not, but number one would be to actually put the action right here and subscribe people to the list. The second way is we could use Zapier as well to collect that information, and maybe we can get a little bit more, maybe we could do more details as to what we put in there in terms of adding tags. And the third way is we can use Logic. But I actually hate Logic within Webflow, so I don't think I want to do that. So yeah, let's think about this for a second. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to log in here. Let me actually just move this off to the side so I don't flash some client stuff at the start. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, verification code, of course. Okay. Okay, so we're here in our MailChimp, and so I guess we have audiences. View audiences. Can we create? I think we need to fit the audience limit. So, yeah. So we're gonna. Yeah, I mean we're gonna stick with this audience. And should we? Oh, sorry. This is where it's showing like emails. We don't want that. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Let's back up one quick second and let's think about. Give me a Word document here. So let's think really quickly. So types of subscribers. And do we want to tag these? I guess this is going to be a question for you, Rolando, in terms of like what you're thinking about for putting out lost leaders and getting people to sign up for different pieces of content. So we can have people that so express interest in courses, people that sign up on the blog or posts, and then there's going to be people that sign up for like downloadable material, right? And let's just put our cheat sheet in there. So I think those are the 3 different ways that people can actually subscribe. So be the first to know when a course goes live. That's join. About us is, I think that's just educational material, because this will probably change to look at courses now once they're available. So that's good. Courses, again, get notified. That's fine. Careers, tools, and then the homepage. Yeah, there's 3 different ways. So I think we should probably tag them, right? So, right. And we also have like pixel pieces. That's something completely different now. Right. Should these people all be in the same list? I think we want it all in one email list. I think that makes the most sense. Or we can even just call these, these are customers basically. Okay, so we can tag these guys as, well, I guess we can tag them as courses, tutorials. Or do we need to? Or do we just subscribe everybody to one list and just have it as one list? And don't overthink this right now. I think it doesn't hurt to tag people, because why not? At least to know where they signed up from. I don't think that's going to hurt. Yeah. What do you guys think? Like I've sent out tons and tons of newsletters before, so I'm very familiar with MailChimp, but I'm not very familiar with trying to navigate different types of people within the same newsletter, and if it makes sense to try to separate them out into these specific segments. But if you know, Kevin, if you know what they signed up for, you know who to target for future releases related to their choices. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Because if somebody signs up for, courses, obviously we can email them when there's a new course available. That's 100% for sure. But what about the people that sign up for the blog then? Would we say like, you know what, we don't notify them? Or you know what, we can even send them a different email where it's worded differently. Whereas someone signs up for sure because they want to express their interest in a course, then we send them an email saying, hey, you want it to be notified when the course is live, it's live. And then to the other people, you could say something along the lines of, hey, not like this at all, but you signed up for tips and tricks or whatever, just so you know, we do have another course which has even more stuff that you can learn outside of just our regular blog. I think you might be interested. Maybe you should check it out. And best of all, it's free, right? So there could be different ways to reach out to it. So yeah, I do like that. So let's do that. And if that's the case, I really wonder if we should use a different tool, if I should use ConvertKit over MailChimp. Because I think ConvertKit is a little bit better at handling people that are on that have multiple tags. Let's have a quick look here. Let's look at use cases. Email broadcasts. Yeah, they have different tags. But I think one of the problems with ConvertKit, if I do remember correctly, is that if you have somebody, say they're subscribed to the course updates, but they also subscribe to the blog, they're one subscriber, but they have multiple tags. But if they subscribe or if they unsubscribe to one of them, I think that automatically unsubscribes them from everything. So you can't target and unsubscribe by a specific tag. So I think that's the problem. But I think that might be the problem for every list. Okay. Yeah. Tags based on your subscriber actions. And create tags based on what they click. Create segments. Yeah, segments is definitely a really important thing. I'm gonna have to think about this. I wonder. I don't know whatever it is, but MailChimp just always really bothers me. I don't know if it's because of the interface. Okay, so we're not gonna one user. We're gonna need more than one automation. So $25 a month, that's not so bad. I think we can go with that. Sorry, I know I'm a little bit all over the place today. I'm just thinking of all these things, all these little things that I know need to get done before we go live here. Let me just try something here. Let's see where we are. We're going to do, we're going to need a new Zap. So, do we have any forms in our existing Webflow site? I guess we're gonna have to see. Choose an event, form submission, choose an account. We don't. Shit. Okay, well, let's connect our new account. Oh my goodness, we got so much stuff here. There it is. Pixel, authorize. Pixel. Right, so let's just, this is going to be for what's live right now. Whoops. But that's okay, we just want to test this thing out for if we can submit tags or not, which I'm sure, of course, we should be able to. I think. Do we not? What forms is it saying that we have? A contact form. Where is the contact form? Maybe it's hidden. No pixels here. So get started today. Book a call. No, that's not it. Get started Stripe. Oh, yeah, that's not it. Where is this? Formals will only show up here if they've been published and have received at least one submission. Shoot. Well, let's just continue here just for a second. Right. So that's just a sample. Yeah. So we add or update subscriber. Okay, I think the best way to do this is if we actually do this when we have a live site. Because I don't want to get doing this with a site with a form that's not the actual forms. But I think what we'll do is we'll probably, God, I don't know if we should stick with MailChimp. I think. So, I mean, and we have tags here. So this is actually the Pixel Pieces newsletter. And I wonder if I should combine them into, I think they need to be separate. I think I should have a Pixel. Well, now let's think. Yeah, I think they need to be separate. What would be the benefit of keeping them together? I want to avoid any issues with somebody who is a member of Pixel Pieces and they receive an email, like a marketing email, because they have a tag of, like blog or whatever that tag is. And then they unsubscribe because they don't want to receive that message. Then again, that unsubscribes them from everything, from the whole list, not just that tag. So we need to be very, very careful with that. So I don't think tags is the best thing to use to manage like people that are on completely different, almost different products, right? So yeah, I think we need we need another audience. And I think, though, that I can't make another audience. Like view audiences. Right. You can also add new content to your audience and organize them with tags and segments. Yeah. Let me just see what this actually says. But what does it say for my upgrade? So I'm already at $28 a month. That's crazy. Okay, well, I'm obviously not going to 484. And I have some client stuff in there too, which is why that's taking out. I guess I could delete some of my audiences, but anyways. One audience or several? Let's read this to maybe see if we can get a little bit more of a better handle on this. The way you organize your contacts can make the difference between targeted, personalized marketing and a one-size-fits-all approach. Should be all-encompassing. Your MailChimp audience should be all-encompassing. It's where you keep everything you know about everyone you know, so you can get a holistic understanding of the people who keep your business growing. Maintaining a single audience still allows you to send targeted messages to contacts with shared characteristics. In fact, it makes it easier. Read on to learn all the benefits of a one audience approach and a few exceptions to this rule. Okay. All right. 6 key benefits of a single audience. Better understand your people, particularly if your business is just starting out. Okay, fair enough. Targeting is more effective with all your contacts data in one place, or contact data in one place. Tags and segments, yeah. A single audience simplifies sending. You can keep tags on trends. Yeah, it helps preserve data. Any existing audience can help you find new ways to talk to people as your audience evolves. Here are a couple of examples when separate audiences may be the best option for you. You have a B2B and B2B sides of your business, or B2B and B2C. If you market to both vendors and buyers, okay. Internal, external audiences, okay. Instead of creating new offer contacts, okay, well that's, you would never want to do that anyways. So that makes sense. Different cities, yeah. Particular interests. Use tags to note anything. To welcome them, use segments to target message based on sign up date. On a sign up source. Right. Okay. So it seems to make sense to have everything in one place. But again, it's saying like B2B and B2C. Is there a difference between I have paid members then that are on Pixel Pieces versus unpaid, which are people that are just on like Pixel, like they're just signed up for the courses, right? You know what? We're gonna have to find a way to consolidate those as well too. Because if someone is a member of Pixel Pieces, they should automatically be added as a member to the courses into Pixel, where they can just log in and have at it. And vice versa too. If someone signs up for Pixel for the courses, they should be able to have access to Pixel Pieces as a free account, so they can access to that. That's going to be a whole lot more in-depth kind of integration. So then if we're looking at, if we go back to here, if we go back to Pixel Pieces, and if we look at tags, so we already have different tags here. So do we need to create maybe more tags, right? Where there's just a Pixel Pieces tag versus a Pixel tag. And maybe they can have both. Oh my goodness, this gets really complicated really quickly. And some of these tags, I think we could probably get rid of them as well too, like the early adopter and the initial beta release. Those guys, we've emailed them quite a few times, and we could probably clear them off the list as well too, if we haven't been in touch with them in a while. Right, lots to think about here. What's the difference between two distinctly different types of customers? Let's see. Urban sitter. Parents and sitters. So those are two specific groups. So do we have two specific groups, like customers and like education people? You know what I mean? Let's listen.
We like to say that we're empowering both parents and sitters to actively choose what they want to do in life. One of our biggest challenges from a marketing perspective is that we're a two-sided marketplace. We built Urban Sitter to help parents and sitters connect efficiently, help parents find trusted childcare in a quick, meaningful way. We are using MailChimp automations to welcome our parents and educate and onboard them through their first couple of months. And likewise, we use automations to introduce sitters to Urban Sitter and let them know what to expect from the platform. We see email as really the driver to conversion that has a significant impact on our revenue as a company. Other parents come up and say, Urban Sitter is my lifesaver. And as a very busy parent myself, it has been a
Okay, calm down. Yeah, that makes sense. Two distinct groups. I feel like Pixel is not two distinct groups. Because again, if you're a sitter, you're not like a parent. I mean, maybe in rare cases you might be, but generally you're not. So, but for us, if you're just basically like you're a Pixel member, and there's just different ways in how you interact and engage with Pixel. Yeah, it's all one. It's all one. I think that makes the most sense. Okay. So what we're gonna do, I think here's the way forward is tonight I'm gonna finish up writing up the content for the style guide page, and then I'm just gonna publish that sometime tonight, where it's just going to go live. We're just going to go live, and is it going to be 100% perfect? No, but we're going to get it out the door, and then we're going to probably tomorrow, maybe we could do this on the stream tomorrow, we can integrate everything in with MailChimp to get all of our tags and everything in place. I'm just going to put a little bit more thought into what the tags should be, and then we're going to make sure that the website is 100% functional for being able to handle in all the people that sign up and all that kind of stuff. So then our website by tomorrow will be out there and just basically good to go. I think that's a good plan. And is there anything else that's missing? I think that's everything. I don't think there's anything else on the website that we need to worry about. I mean, we have to do some metadata and all that kind of stuff and make sure our SEO stuff is on point. But other than that, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, there's nothing else. Everything else is kind of in place, except for the menus. We got to update them, make sure the menus always show up. But yeah, no, I think we're good. So that's the plan. So that's what we're gonna. Yeah, that's where we're gonna go. Okay. So tonight, finish the content. Tomorrow, we do all of our integrations with MailChimp and make sure everything is working perfectly, and we got all our audiences and whatever all ready to go. Our audience, a single one. And then we launch tomorrow, and then we start making content and we start marketing and we start promoting ourselves. And yeah, so we'll talk about that once we get past this thing tomorrow. So All right. So thank you, everyone. Brent, Kevin, Rolando, thank you so much for dropping in. I appreciate it. I think there's 12 people that showed up today. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I really appreciate the support and all the help. And slowly but surely, day by day, we're moving closer and closer to where we want to go. So super pumped, looking forward to it. And as always, I'll be back here again tomorrow with a new live stream. Until then, take care, and we'll see you then.